Once upon a time, there was a girl. She lived a normal life with a normal family in a normal place. England, to be exact. Her name was Elizabeth Clawson, and she was the happiest girl in the world. That's right, the world. No one had seen her cry, nor seen her hurt. They couldn't imagine what she looked like without a smile on her face. Quite an alien concept for any Brit. Elizabeth was 20 years old, but rumours of wisdom followed her like an impassioned ex-lover. You could ask anyone that knew her. They would all say the same thing. She's so funny. She's very brave. She's beautiful. Her grandmother would used to say that if she could, she would keep her laugh in a bottle so she could listen to it when she wasn't near. Elizabeth wasn't so sure she believed her, but she liked to think it was true. Elizabeth was the happiest girl in the world. Truly, she was. Every morning, she'd have a cup of tea with toast. It could never be white though. Never white. It must be perfect wholemeal brown to match the tea to a tea. Then, she'd take a shower and brush her teeth. And finally, she'd get dressed to leave for work. And she'd never do it without a smile. It was remarkable. In a place where everything was grey, where it would rain cats and dogs day and night, where inflation was rising, and worst of all, where people thought fish and chips was a culinary delicacy. She would always find a way to be happy. Everyone would watch, amazed.
What's the secret, the dust?
The truth was, there was no secret. She was just lucky. At least, that's what she told everyone else. She was just lucky. She had great family, great friends, and she was living her dream of working in the fashion industry. Her life was perfect. It hadn't always been that way. She hadn't always been lucky, or happy, for that matter. But she was happy now, and she had done it all alone too. No one knew, of course. But it was enough to prove to herself that she was strong. Because that's what being strong was, right? Doing it alone.
Still down for lunch tomorrow?
I think we have class together afterwards, so might as well. Actually, we're having pasta tonight. Could bring you leftovers if you like.
I would love you forever.
You already love me forever, Noah. I don't blame you though. I'd love me forever too.
So humble.
The humblest.
You really do lack self-awareness, don't you, prick?
Colored on sticks bravery, and blue had never looked good on her. But neither had the red on her skin. And had that ever stopped her? Had she ever cared? Had anyone? The waves count down the seconds until they embrace you in their arms. Extend the wings on your back. You're ready for your demise.
Those trousers are starting to look a bit tight, honey. I used a new recipe for the sauce, so let me know if it's any good. And
What happened to the cookbook I gave you for Christmas?
Well, I finally know what I want to do after I finish my masters.
This should be okay.
I'm going to be a journalist.
No, you're not.
What do you mean, no?
I did not pay for you to go to law school for you to write some silly articles, pandering to someone else's business for a petty wage. Find a real job.
Journalism is a real job.
And what have you got to say that's so interesting to the world,
I hear the inflation is hitting the Mayo chicken burger at McDonald's quite badly.
Well, ideally I go into politics.
And how are you going to pay the bills if no one reads what you write? What then,
Wow, Thanks for the vote of confidence, Dad.
Your father's just looking out for you, darling.
Looking out for me? Is this what looking out for me looks like?
Son, you're half.
Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Elizabeth Clausen.
Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. We are so excited to have you here. I hear you have had a really busy schedule recently with Paris Fashion Week coming up.
Oh, it's been crazy. My team and I are planning big things, and I just can't believe I'm getting the chance to showcase my work at the event.
Well, you worked so hard to get here. Life has not been easy for you now, has it?
Well, you see, when I was younger, I struggled a lot. But I had a family that stood by me. They didn't always understand, but they were there. I haven't seen them in a while, actually. Especially my mum. I had to move away because of my career, and I'm sorry, it's hard to talk about. I miss her a lot.
I guess now is a great time to give you our surprise.
Elizabeth loved her family, and they loved her too. There wasn't a day that she couldn't remember when she wasn't by their side. When she was 5, her little sister would model for her in the most ridiculous outfits Elizabeth put together. When she was 7.5, she lost her first friend, and her father held her all night as she cried. When she was 10, her mother bought her her first sewing machine and taught her how to use it properly. When she was 18, she broke up with her first boyfriend after he cheated on her. Her brother beat him up. After Elizabeth moved away, they grew distant. But it was all right. She understood. It was her own fault for leaving them behind. Elizabeth was closest with her brother. They had always had a special connection. Probably because they had basically raised their younger sister together. They decided to keep in touch. They made plans every Tuesday to have lunch together. There, they would talk about their life, share their experiences, and tell each other their aspirations.
This is what's happening in my life. I'm sharing my experiences and telling you about my aspirations.
And she'd do the same. Sometimes their little sister would join them. The siblings would sit and... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The 3 siblings would sit for hours and talk...
I'm just trying to...
I'm sorry,
What is wrong with you? Always acting like everything is a joke.
Really? Because from my perspective, I'm the one who's taking things seriously. Who's going to take you seriously with hair like that? Be realistic, Adam. This is your future we are talking about.
Exactly, my future. You don't even know what's going on in your own home.
Watch
Why
your
don't you
tone,
pay attention
Adam.
to
You're
that
under my
instead?
roof.
I bet you haven't even noticed. Elizabeth hasn't even speaking to us in a whole month.
What are you talking about?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth? Is everything okay? Do you have anything you want to say to us?
No, yeah, I'm fine.
See? She's fine.
This is such bullshit.
Your brother is right, isn't he? You haven't been talking to your parents in ages.
They don't need to know. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, if him talking about it with your parents made you feel so uncomfortable, why didn't you just tell him?
I shouldn't need to do that. It's none of his business.
He's your brother.
He could be the barber from across the street for all I care.
I thought you two were close.
Not like that.
Well, either way, I think you should tell your mum about this.
Did you hit a line before you came here? And if so, can I have a bump?
Look, Elizabeth, I'm being serious. I think you should talk to someone in your family about this, and I think the best move is your mum. She can listen, she can pay for a therapist or be one if need be.
I don't want a therapist.
Nobody wants a therapist, Elizabeth.
I can take care of myself. It's fine.
Look, you've changed a lot over the years, you know. I've seen every version of yourself. I've seen your eyes light up a fraction just before you tell a joke that you've just come up with, and I've seen you and been with you through your emo phase and your skater phase. I've seen you laugh uncontrollably, and I've seen you cry so hard that you've had snot dripping out of your nose. But I've also seen you slip into nothing. Like a void or something. And you're lost. And it's like you're stuck in this weird limbo and you don't want to get out. Hold this. Hold it tight. Tighter. And tighter, and don't let go. It's tiring, isn't it? You can hold on for so long, but eventually you're going to have to let go. And it's not because you are weak or lazy or anything like that. It's like you, like anyone else in the world, have limits. And whatever you're holding on to in that void, you have to let it go.
There's just a lot going on at home and I shouldn't add to it.
Look, Elizabeth, you need help. I don't care what your parents may be going through. That's not for you to worry about. I can't help you anymore. I can't give you what you need.
Damn. Okay. Sorry for opening up.
I'll just shut up next time. Don't do that. You know that's not what I meant.
Why are you even talking like this, Noah? It's not even that deep. I'm fine.
Look at yourself, mate. You're barely taking care of yourself. You can see it in your eyes. Dull, dead, and empty. It's like you're always thinking about something else. And it's like you're not even in the same universe as the rest of us.
I feel like I'm a bad daughter for feeling this way.
You're not a bad person for having feelings. You're human too, after all.
Hey.
Oh, hello, honey. Did you just get home?
Oh, no, I've been here for a while, actually. I wanted to talk to you about something. Are you busy? I actually don't know how to say this, but recently I've just been feeling off and like I'm just tired and very stressed.
If you went to bed at a reasonable time, you wouldn't be this tired. We've talked about this.
No, it's not like that. It's like I have this burning sensation in my chest and like I find it hard to breathe sometimes, and I know things at home are not great.
What do you mean?
Well, with Dad and Adam, things are a bit chaotic at the moment.
You've noticed it too. I'm worried about Adam. I feel he's been acting distant lately. Shut in his room all day, barely speaking. It's like we've got 2 Elizabeths instead of 1. And God knows one is plenty.
Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about going to therapy.
Therapy? Why would you need therapy? Your father and I have given you everything you need.
Well, I spoke to Noah about it and they think it'll be good for me.
And of course, no one knows what is best for you, as opposed to your own mother, who knows nothing.
I don't like who I am, okay? I don't like how I feel and I want to figure it out.
I don't understand why it's... Is this something I've done?
No, I don't know. It's everything. It's you, it's Dad.
It's me.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I don't understand where this is coming from. Your father and I have given you everything you need. Food, water, clothes and education. It hurts me that you would think we'd do anything to ever hurt you.
No, I didn't mean that you do it on
I have
purpose.
given my whole life to you in this family. Everyone told me I was dumb to leave university to raise you and your siblings. They said I was too young to commit to a man and throw away the future my parents have worked so hard to give me. And a part of me agreed. A part of me still does. And yet, I have tried my hardest to give you the life you wanted. Elizabeth, you're being selfish. I will not have you run my name through the mud telling me all the ways in which I have hurt you. A daughter does not do that to her mother.
No, Mum, it's me. I phrased it wrong. It's me. I'm the problem. I don't like who I am and I don't like how I feel.
If that's the problem, then maybe you should consider other ways of making yourself feel better. You could start by eating healthier. Avoid throwing these trousers away and buying new ones. You know, I only want what's best for you. Right, darling?
Elizabeth Clausen was the happiest girl in the world. Truly, she was. She lived a normal life with a normal family in a normal place. She was happy. She knew she was happy. She must have been happy because every morning she'd stare in the mirror and she wouldn't cry. No, she'd never shed a tear over who she saw in front of her. She'd love her body, her hair, her dead eyes. She loved her reflection and she recognised herself in it at last. She wouldn't pick herself apart. She wouldn't imagine 1,000 ways to change the girl looking back at her so that she'd be prettier, smarter, kinder, better. No, she wouldn't cry. Elizabeth was the happiest girl in the world. She worked so hard on her designs that at 21, everyone knew who she was. They would stop her on the streets and ask for a photo, a look, a smile, some sort of recognition that told them Elizabeth Clausen had acknowledged their existence. It was bizarre. They looked up to her now. They wanted to be like her. No, they wanted to be her. And what a world that would be. Too many Elizabeths, she reckoned. But she was happy. She was happy to be pushed into a corner of perfection where she could do no wrong despite being able to do so much harm. All eyes were on her, and how could they not be? The perfect body, perfect hair, the perfect smile, the perfect dead eyes. They had asked her to be perfect, and so she was. Elizabeth was their guide. She wouldn't fail them. She couldn't fail them. Elizabeth was the happiest girl in the world. She couldn't crumble to pressure. She would ignore the pain in her chest, her trembling hands, the heartache of a broken girl, and she would smile. Because she was happy. Because she had no reason not to be. Elizabeth was smart, Elizabeth was beautiful, Elizabeth was funny, Elizabeth was everything everyone wanted to be. She didn't laugh too loud or too quiet. She wouldn't eat too much or too little, walk too fast or too slow. She wouldn't cry. No. She'd never shed a tear. She was strong and she was brave, and she wouldn't break, not after each aching breath that reminded her that she was still alive. Elizabeth Clausen was happy. And she is happy. I am happy. She's the happiest girl in the world.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I have my family, I have you. School is fine. My mum's right. I have everything I need, so why can't I be happy? I don't know why I can't be happy.
We're gonna figure this out, Beth. I promise.